All right, let's dive right in. We're taking a look at all this cool new nanotech today. I'm pretty excited to see what we've got.
Yeah, definitely. Seems like there's always something new popping up in nanotech.
It's kind of crazy to think that people are actually manipulating matter at the, atomic level.
It really is. I mean, the things they are coming up with, it's like something out of science fiction, you know?
Exactly. And we're not just talking theory here. This is like real deal research with some potentially huge implications.
Yeah, absolutely. Applications across so many different fields.
Mm.
Medicine, manufacturing, energy, you name it.
So where should we start? Let's see. This thing about carbon nanomaterials really caught my eye. They're saying these things are like super strong, A&D, super flexible.
Yeah, it almost seems impossible, right? Like, how can something be both?
Seriously. It's like defying the laws of physics or something.
Well, it's all about the nanoscale structure. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
Okay, so break it down for me. How does that work?
So imagine graphene, for example. It's just a single layer of carbon atoms arranged in this hexagonal lattice.
Okay, kind of like chicken wire.
Yeah, exactly. And get this, it's about 200 times stronger than steel.
Whoa, 200 times. You're kidding.
Nope, not kidding. And yet it's also incredibly thin and flexible. We're talking bendable phones, lightweight, but strong aircraft parts, you know.
Okay, so that's graphene. What about the other carbon nanomaterials?
Well, you've also got carbon nanotubes, which are basically like rolled up sheets of graphene.
So tiny little scrolls of super material.
Yeah, basically. And they have similar properties, strength, flexibility, you name it. People are using them for all sorts of things. High-performing sports equipment, better batteries, the list goes on.
That's incredible. Feels like we're living in the future already. And speaking of futuristic stuff, what about these nanosensors? They're like crazy tiny, but can detect the smallest traces of things.
Yeah, nanosensors are pretty wild, aren't they? It's crazy to think we can build something so small that can, like, sense individual molecules.
It's like having microscopic detectives searching for clues.
Exactly. And the applications are huge, especially in medicine.
So like what? Give me some examples.
Well, think about early cancer detection. Imagine being able to find cancer cells in the bloodstream way before a tumor even forms.
Wow, that would be a game changer.
Totally. Or how about monitoring pollution in real time to, stop contamination before it spreads too far?
Yeah.
And they're already being used to test for, like, foodborne pathogens, makes our food supply way safer.
That's amazing. So early detection is key. And that kind of leads into targeted drug delivery. I was reading about nanoencapsulation, where they package medicine into tiny capsules.
Yeah, nanoencapsulation is super cool. It's all about precision.
So, like, the medicine goes exactly where it's needed?
Exactly, right to the diseased cells, minimizing side effects, maximizing effectiveness. Imagine chemo that only targets cancer cells and leaves the healthy ones alone.
That would be huge for people going through chemo.
It would. It's like personalized medicine taken to a whole new level.
Totally.
Yeah.
But, with all this amazing tech, we got to think about the environment, right? I saw something about green nanotechnology.
Yeah, for sure. Green nanotechnology is all about using this stuff responsibly, minimizing any negative environmental impact.
So how does that work? What are they doing differently?
Well, they're looking at different ways to make the manufacturing process more sustainable, reducing waste, using less harmful materials, that kind of thing. And they're developing nanomaterials that actually help the environment, like nanocatalysts that can break down pollutants, for example.
So it's like fighting pollution with even tinier particles.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? They can make pollutants less toxic. It's a big deal for cleaning up water and air.
Definitely a big deal. All right, now for the million-dollar question. Nanorobots.
Is this sci-fi stuff, or is it really happening?
All right, well, maybe not like those tiny robots doing surgery in your blood that you see in the movies. Not yet, at least.
Okay, so not totally sci-fi then. Exactly. We're not that far off, though. Researchers are developing nanorobots that can deliver drugs super precisely. They might even be able to repair damaged tissue at, like, the cellular level someday.
Wow, hold on. Repairing tissue at the cellular level.
It's still early, but that's the goal. Imagine a nanorobot targeting and destroying a single cancer cell, but leaving all the healthy cells around it completely unharmed.
That's mind-blowing. Okay, shifting gears a bit here. What about these 2D materials? What makes them so special?
Picture this, a material so thin, it's literally just one layer of atoms.
Whoa, seriously, just one atom thick.
Yep, that's a 2D material. Graphene, which we talked about earlier, is one. Hexagonal boron nitride, or HBN, is another.
Okay, and what's so special about them being so thin?
Their properties change dramatically when you go from 3 dimensions down to 2. Suddenly, they can become super strong, flexible, and they get these unique electronic properties. Perfect for next-gen electronics, bendable screens, even quantum
It's like a whole new world of materials opened up. It's pretty amazing all the things they're coming up with, like these wearable energy harvesters. They can power stuff just from your body's movement.
Yeah, that's the
Huh.
idea. They capture energy that's all around us and convert it to electricity. Body heat, movement, even ambient light.
So you could power, like, your smartwatch just by moving around.
Exactly. No more batteries. That's the goal, anyway. They could make all sorts of small electronics self-powered.
Now that is super cool.
Hmm.
Okay, this next one kind of blew my mind. Quantum sensing. Using quantum mechanics to, like, get super precise measurements. That sounds almost like magic.
It kind of is, right? Quantum sensing takes advantage of the way particles act at the quantum level and uses it to make incredibly sensitive measurements. Imagine medical imaging that can detect the tiniest signals, leading to earlier and more accurate diagnoses.
So we're talking about sensing things at, like, the atomic level.
Pretty much. Or think about navigation systems that use atomic clocks for pinpoint accuracy, or even detecting gravitational waves, these ripples in spacetime caused by huge events in the universe. It's mind-blowing.
It's like seeing the universe in a whole new way. Now for something a little less cosmic, nanodiamonds. They're not just for bling anymore, are they?
Definitely not. Nanodiamonds are turning out to be super useful in research, especially bioimaging.
Okay, so how does that work? What makes nanodiamonds so special for research?
They can be engineered to have these things called nitrogen vacancy centers, or NV centers. It's basically a tiny defect in the diamond, but it gives it special properties. They can emit light and detect magnetic fields with insane precision. So you can use them to study biological processes at the molecular level, track drug delivery, even potentially use them for new quantum computing tech.
Wow, so those tiny diamonds are doing some heavy lifting in the science world. All right, last but not least, all-optical nanoscale sensors. Sensors that can detect things without any physical connections. How's that even possible?
It's pretty ingenious, actually. All optical sensors use light to measure things. Force, temperature, chemical concentrations, you name it. No wires, no physical contact needed.
So, like, you could monitor the stress on a bridge just by shining a laser on it.
Exactly. Or study cells under a microscope without poking them with probes. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
It's really incredible. All of this happening at a scale we can't even see. It makes you wonder, what's next? What else might seem impossible today but become reality thanks to nanotechnology?
That's the exciting part, isn't it? Nanotechnology is constantly pushing the boundaries. I can't wait to see what incredible discoveries are made in the years to come. It's a field that's full of potential to change the world.
Well, on that note, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of nanotechnology. It's definitely a field to keep your eye on. Until next time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.